Y'all know what it is. It's the morning after. We do this after every game, win, lose, whatever. We always do it. Take the night, reflect, watch a little bit more film first thing in the morning to really understand what we saw. And then we're going to give you a breakdown. So we switched it up this year. We're going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the excellent from this game. So we'll break down. It's going to be a longer video, but we will break down even more tonight when we go live. So make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you join us to talk through this. So let's get started. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports, a Hog Media production. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over at Sleeper. Check them out, the #1 sports app out there. Download the app, use our promo code UNFAIR, and you will get a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. Go check it out. Be part of the fam. All right. Before I jump into good, the bad, the ugly, and the excellent, I want to say something real quick. I told y'all this was going to happen, though, right? My score prediction for the game was 25-15. I was off by about 3 points. 1 on ours, 2 on theirs. Yes, I'm tooting my own horn. Let me have my moment, please. I have no voice. As you can hear, I have no voice. Let me have this. But shout out to Brent Venables, because a lot of you have had his head on a stake for a while because you feel like he's not a good coach. But what did he do? He gave you a really good defense. This defense is really good. Like, really good. We finished the game in a way that I wanted, and we'll break this down a little bit more. We gave up 288 yards to a Michigan team that usually just beats the crap out of you. And instead of us getting the crap kicked out of us, we beat the crap out of them. We'll go in detail on this, but I'll tell you this. This is everything I knew this game was going to be and just a little bit more. So we're going to jump right here into the good and dive into it. But first, shout out to our people over there at Sleeper. Are you using the Sleeper app for your daily fantasy sports? If not, you are definitely missing out. Like today, we're talking Oklahoma Sooners, so we're going to dive into it. I think I'm going to ride with Baker Mayfield because he's one of the player promos, and there's a lot of promos that are provided by the Sleeper app and daily fantasy. So let's look at Baker Mayfield over a touchdown pass. We can add him to the sheet. And then, of course, we're looking at other Sooners out there. Let's see. Let's ride with, no, we don't need him. We're going to go with, who's a fun one? I'm a Buccaneers fan. I got, Baker Mayfield. Let's ride with Mike Evans as well. We're going to go with him. You pick more or less on your players. Add them to your selections. Boom, you'll see them in there. So 2 to 5 players. You add them on there. You submit, you pick your bet, and boom, you're good. 5 will go 10. And then as you add more players, it racks up. So now you can show you know more football than other people. So if you think you know it, then try to turn your football knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into a payday. So make sure you download the app. Use our code UNFAIR, and you'll get a 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. Again, use our code UNFAIR, and they're going to take care of you. Make sure that you see Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operating in over 25 states, so check out the Sleeper app today. Hope you got your picks in. So, Sleep, let's go with this the good stuff. First and foremost, the blocking was a heck of a lot better than anticipated. I'm going to keep that a buck. I thought the blocking would be fine. But they made Ben Arbuckle did his thing with the mixing things up. Shout out to Michael Fasusi at the left tackle. He looked like he hurt his ankle, but he said that he's good post game. So I anticipate that Michael Fasusi is going to give us some goods. But he went out there, worked his tail off. Jake Michaela, your new center. Woo, buddy. Grade-wise, he did good here on PFF. He was on one. Logan Howland came in for Fasusi and did very well to close the game out, mainly because he was fresh. But he's actually pretty solid. He played out there at the right tackle spot. When Fasusi got hurt, we moved some people around. The offensive line looked really good. It's got some work to do. We need to get better in our run blocks and our run fits. We'll talk about that in a bit. But overall, the blocking was there. The other thing that was really good overall, defense. 288 yards. That's all we gave up. And the BV stat of the day, as y'all know, I give out the BV stat every single game we play. We had 8 tackles for a loss. 2.5 by Kendall Daniels, by the way. The transfer that came in that some of y'all told me because of how things went at Oklahoma State that he didn't know. Y'all didn't think he was going to be any good. Some of you did. It's okay. I understood the skepticism behind him, but I implore you to keep this in mind as well. Y'all saw how Oklahoma State lost to Oregon this weekend, right? Don't worry. I'm going to talk about that on my show, Unfair Sports Show. So make sure you check that out on the other channel that I have. We're going to talk about that because things are really bad in Stillwater. But 8 tackles for a loss. That is the BV stat. That's the defense. That's great. Owen Heineke, dude. That's probably your defensive MVP. 7 total tackles. He led the team. We did a lot of rotating too, which I was really impressed that we were able to do that again. You saw a lot of Owen with Samuel Masigo. You saw them a lot together. Kendall Daniels basically played the entire game. Like they made sure that he was going to be in all game, which I'm not going to lie, that shocked me. I didn't think he'd play as many did. He played 50 snaps in this game. He played a lot. But there's a lot of things to fix, and we'll talk about that in the bad, but we were out there. Cortland Guillory, please put some respect on the young man's name. He was not perfect by any means, but he was darn good. He was targeted roughly, I think someone posted, he was targeted like 8 times and gave up 1 catch. PFF has him targeted 5, but I think Colton Sully tweeted that out. He was targeted 8 times and he gave up 1 catch. We have got ourselves a second true freshman stud at the cornerback position. Congratulations, guys. We did it. If there's anything you can say and be excited about on this team is that Brent Venables has given you the defense that he promised he would. This defense is real. It is freaking real, and it's showing it. Marvin Jones Jr. looks solid. Defensive line as a whole looks solid. Really good output by them. Lastly, I think on the good side, he deserves this. Can we put a little respect on Javonte Barnes' name? I've seen a few of y'all say that y'all said some pretty egregious, crazy stuff about what you would do if he got some carries. Y'all see the way he cut through them holes? You see the way he found them in this game? I think that he's been working his tail off to get better at that. So, shout out to Barnes. Shout out to Owen Heineke, the former walk-on. Gave us some stuff. We looked good. All right, bad stuff. Y'all know I'm a realist here. We're going to give you some bad stuff that I saw in this game. That big run we gave up to start the second half. Yeah. That's something that Brent Venables has to get better at. Not the giving up the big runs, but getting the instructions out a little bit faster, especially when you're starting young players. Went back and watched the play like 3 times. That was on Cortland Guillory. And the reason it was on Cortland Guillory was because when you look at the way they were lined up, it was Kendall Daniels going up against the blocker, and Guillory basically had a clean shot into that hole. That hole was his. He kept looking to the sideline like this, trying to figure out where he needed to be. So you typically will want to do is, because Peyton Bowen's right behind him, a little bit over, more so towards the center of the lined up with the center, than more so than that left guard of theirs. Guillory should have shot right into that gap, while Kendall Daniels was to, set the edge and force Underwood to go inside if he kept the ball. Guillory did not go in. Guillory was trying to figure out if he was going after Underwood or if not. And because of that, when that hole opened, it was literally just Haynes running right through and was gone. I thought it was Peyton Bowen at first, but I think Bowen could have probably been there too, but it was Guillory's. And that's why I say he's a true freshman. I'm not pissed at him because it didn't cost us the game. We knew it wasn't going to cost us the game because we were giving him hell the entire time. You take off that 75-yard run, he had 18 carries for what? 75 yards? This was the Tennessee game that I told you was going to be. This was the Tennessee game. They could not get the runs off like they wanted. But that was on Guillory. Some of the run fits do need to improve. Overall, though, we did well in catching a lot of that stuff. I do also think we need to get better depth in our coverage because some of those completed passes were just because young players were not far enough back. They were giving up too much space there. That's something we can fix. I'm not concerned about that. So that's kind of the bad there. That some things that need to be fixed up. We'll get to that point. So I'm not as concerned. Like I said, I'm not as concerned as you would normally be in this situation. But I do think that Oklahoma has some fixes, some things to fix, things to clean up as we prepare for the next game. All right, let's talk ugly, and then we'll get excellent. But first, shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. The NFL season is here, which means you now have a chance to 1,000 times your cash on daily fantasy football. Football has never been more exciting than it is now with players like Baker Mayfield, C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, etc. Pick on a stat for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, rushing yards, fantasy points, etc. for more up to 1,000 times payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right, and you could win really big. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and we will get a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Next up, ugly. Hey, man. 2 turnovers. The John Mateer interception, he let it float. Kind of expected that. I want to say this real quick. I hope if you've made it this far, hit the like, subscribe, and notification. But if you've paid attention to any of my videos, I talked about John Mateer going into this season. I told y'all this, and I told y'all. I had one that said watch at your own risk, and a lot of y'all probably didn't want to watch it because you didn't want to hear the negativity. Mateer's going to throw some interceptions. Be prepared for that. That's just in his game. He lets passes float. He likes to hit things in tight windows sometimes, which leads to batted passes. Like that Keontae Lewis pass, they got batted up. Shout out to Isaiah Satania for making up that myth punt that he had by making the interception, by stopping the interception. Because Keontae Lewis was open. He should have just thrown it over his head and made Keontae run underneath it. Keontae is fast enough. But he tried to just quickly float it, and the DB was ready for it. But you're gonna have that from John Mateer. That's his game. And like I said, that's not a knock. I had him about 7 to 10 interceptions this season. I think Coop told me he had 10. Happens. But that myth punt, when we busted their tail on the other side of the ball, I looked at Coop and I literally turned to him and said, I looked at him and said, man, I hope you don't F this up. I have a bad feeling about this one. Don't F it up. Just be safe, play it safe. We did everything we were supposed to do. That should have taken a field goal off of there, and we should actually have another touchdown. I digress. Myth punts kill me. I understand why the old regime didn't do them. Because we did a lot of these since BB's been here. We've been bobbling punts and kicks like crazy. It's got to be the night lights. It's got to be. They got to find something. Figure something out. Put visors on these dudes' heads when they go for punts. I don't know. Something's got to happen because that's killing me. The roughing, the kicker, almost twice. Not once, but almost twice. We got one of them where we gave him the ball back and gave him field goal, getting points. Literally getting points off of us having them deep in their own zone. Can't do that against everybody, y'all. We're not going to go up against true freshmen every week. We got other quarterbacks that's going to be talented enough to take advantage of it. We can't be doing that. Sammy, luckily you made it up, got a sack, but Sammy, you got to be better with that. They kept him out there, and they're like, yep. I just looked at a dude and said, hey, man, you're not Peyton Bowen. I love Sammy Seagull. He ain't Peyton Bowen. Peyton Bowen fast. And he got those blocks last year. Last, run blocking's got to get better. It will. It will. The type of offense we make makes it tough to get that push that Gabe Eicher talked about on the Oklahoma Breakdown. It tough. It's get tougher there. We'll get that. We'll fix it. We'll get to that point where a lot of that stuff's going to get fixed. But the good thing is that line looked good overall. We did get 138 yards rushing. Most of it was John Mateer. Our running backs really weren't doing too much, but it's okay. Like I said, I'm not that concerned about that. John Mateer is going to throw some picks, so brace yourself for it. Be prepared for it. It's okay. The world won't come to an end, but it's going to happen. All right, the excellence. You got to give it all to John Mateer. Offensively, I told you guys he was literally going to carry us this year. And he's showing you more and more that he is. Now, some of you will say, Jay, is this a sustainable thing? Can this lead to success? You saw Jaden Daniels do it at LSU. What are we doing here, folks? You've seen players do this in the SEC before. This dude is an SEC player. You now know this. Michigan has one of the best defenses in the country. We've seen them stonewall a lot of teams. Their biggest problem is they didn't have offense that was competent. Underwood's a true freshman. He's going to be good. He made some pretty good decisions in this game. He just could not get past Brent Venables' defense. The good thing for us is John Mateer can go out here and do the things that he does. He can get reckless with some plays. The defense is going to back him up. Remember the days when we had quarterbacks, they just run and just scramble and do all kinds of stuff, and then the defense would just slowly fall apart, and it wasn't because of lack of players. It was 100% because of scheme. Got the opposite here this time. Decisions have been made to fix a lot of things. Deion Burke, 7 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. My bad, Michigan fans. If you made it this far, my bad. I asked who was going to stop Keontae Lewis, who had 3 catches for 36 yards. It should have been Deion Burks, who was in the revenge game. Jared Kanick, shout out to the dude. Put some respect on that man's name, him and Burger. Like, I really wished the linebacker role worked for him, but to be honest, I'm so glad it didn't, because this dude is so much fun as a freaking tight end. Oh yeah, who else should we give a shout out to? None other than that dude Ben Arbuckle. That little trick play deal we did where Mateer kind of just overthrew him. I think Kanick slowed up and Mateer thought he was gonna keep going fast, but it's okay, because I think the sideline thing was probably like an effect to it. I don't know. I got to go listen to the post game on that. I missed Kanick's post game, but he was right there. It was so good. More of it, please. We looked so competent with all of that stuff. So y'all have every reason in the world to be excited. Mateer getting it to Burks. Shout out to Torrey Blaylock playing injured. Him and Jaden Ott, both of their shoulders a little banged up, but both of them, they ran. They weren't great, but it's okay. I think that's going to come in time. I think as they get more healthy and we open up more of these run holes better, I think they both will give you what you all have been looking for. It looked like Ott was a little uncomfortable. He didn't have a brace anymore. It looked like he was just getting himself more comfortable. And I think once he gets back in the flow, I think he can get you a lot of yards going forward, because teams are going to be watching for John Mateer. Now you have legitimate threats that people have to watch out for. So that's your good, your bad, your ugly, quick awards. Offense got to go to John Mateer. He's your offensive MVP. Defensive, I got to give it to him, man. Owen Heineke, dog. He gets it. He balled out. And I see why a lot of people thought it was a charity case, while at the same time, BV told y'all that dude could play. He cooked. Shout out to them. Let me know what y'all think. Hop in the comments. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. How'd you feel about that dub? Felt good, didn't it? All right. We'll live tonight, 6 o'clock. That's going to go up right after this video, so you guys can make sure you can be prepared to jump in, because we about to lose our minds. I hope Michigan fans. You know who's not going to show up? We ain't going to see Michigan fans. We ain't going to see Texas fans probably, because a lot of them just don't want to be a part of this game no more. They being rude. All right. Get y'all stuff together. Shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. Make sure you download the Sleeper app. Use our code UNFAIR. You will get 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleepers terms of use for details, and I will chop it up with each and every single one of you at 6 o'clock Central Time. Great dub. Peace.